what I do. I turned the air conditioning all the way down, painted the roof white, painted the house white, and it's still is still getting a little bit hot outside. So I'm glad to hear that things are going to be cooling up a little bit, and maybe a few more rain clouds going to be moving into the area, but nothing that's going to mess our hair too much and be a call for making arrangements with FEMA. Still too early in the year for that, if you ask me. 6:49. Landon, I always appreciate your time. I'll talk to you pretty soon.
Likewise. Talk to you very soon.
Yep, and the incredible advice about where you should be getting your information. National Weather Service has got their website. Follow the boys on social media if you want to see what's going on. There's a few guys out here whose interpretations, even though they don't work at the National Weather Service, their interpretations or their additions to the, if you will, the cache of knowledge that you can get your hands on. So a lot of people just downloaded Windy, but there's so many others. There's the Zoom Earth that I've been playing around with, and I'm absolutely crazy about. My Radar and Weather Nerd, which is another website that Landon had posted up on the World Wide Web. Some interesting things that you can see out there, including the different predictions that the different models are making. Who's on the phone?
Senator Sean.
Hey, I know that guy, Senator Sean Gumatata. I was looking at the paperwork that he sent me. How was your weekend?
It was a lot of, what do you call that, girl dad stuff. You can appreciate that, right?
You're in the cult.
Japanese competition yesterday, Challenge Bowl. So, yeah, all girl dad stuff, all 100%.
Yeah, but there's nothing wrong. That's good. That's all right stuff.
Absolutely. I did San Dimas Fiesta, too, but, yeah, a lot of girl dad stuff.
Well, as it should be. Wow, you went all the way down to Melissa? You must be rich.
Hey, man, I got hybrid, bro.
Wait. Yeah, but he started in Telefofo. You're not like me, starting from Tortu and then making that long drive down there and then worrying about that long drive back up as well. All right, so I'm glad that you got all of that stuff out of your system. I wanted to follow up on the relief effort that you're up to. We'll talk to Frank, the Speaker Frank Bloss, about his as well. But yours ends tomorrow, correct?
Well, I think we're going to be going a little bit longer. So just I got to give a little public shout out to your big sister Shelley for helping us on the other end for the container side. But we're waiting and we're collecting, and so we'll be there at 9 o'clock this morning to the end of the day. We'll be doing the same thing tomorrow. And just remember, there's not just ours. Ray, there are actually a lot of other groups that are also
can't keep up with it. There is a lot.
It's tough, and I think there's at least over a dozen that are also ongoing. Because I'm getting calls too from other nonprofits, so they're just trying to find a container to put stuff in and assist in the effort, and the party's really more than happy to assist.
I don't have it on the meme machine. Oh, by the way, 6:52. The system was restarted. Sometimes it comes down to that, and we're now back on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, ThePOINT.gu, Rumble.com, etc. And everything seems to be
happy about YouTube Live. Thank you very much.
Yes, because the troublemakers on YouTube Live. But there was I got it was sent to me, and I didn't. I'll post it now. Is it Sounds for Sinlaku? Okay, this is going to be taking place at the Office Lounge. This is, it's in May. 22nd of May, 2026, 4 until midnight, $20 get you in, and it will take place at the Office Lounge in Mangilaw. That's the one behind KFC.
Yes.
And Budweiser and the venue have got something coming up on May 23rd and the 24th. Budweiser and the venue present Banding Together, a music relief event. $20 at the door. Doors open at 5 p.m. Starts, like I said, doors open at 5. It's over at the venue. 100% of the funds go towards the relief effort. So maybe you don't have strong back. Maybe you don't have a pallet of water that you can put into a container. Maybe you just want to show up and drink beer and listen to cool tunes. We'll get all of this stuff set up for you. Oh, and this is a great weekend to do it. It's what's the holiday that we've got? Memorial Day. Yeah, Memorial Day. It's all going to be taking place that Memorial Day weekend, and so Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Looks like everybody's in for a good time. What a musical treat, right?
Yep, no, absolutely, and we have ours. We have so many others, and I would encourage the community, our friends and family, the latter most important, that are impacted by what's happening in Saipan City and Rota and the Northern Islands, and just any way they can give is great.
Are you hearing anything new, anything different in the last couple of days?
No, just that there is a big need for clothing. If I can just say that publicly, that they talked to the Red Cross on Friday. The shelters are in absolute need of clothing, underwear, pants, shorts, those kinds of things. They seem to have a lot of other things under control, but the clothing part, people just lost so much, and they're just trying to get them on their merry way. And I don't know how this is going to be a long time for them to be on a merry way because the recovery is going to be just maybe a year plus at least.
Are they being specific about the kind of clothes that they need? I mean, do they have to be
Adult
new? I'm
children,
assuming.
underwear primarily.
Yeah.
Socks, pants, shorts.
I mean, I've got
that's from the Red
clothes I
Cross.
can donate. Stuff that's been in my closet that I don't
Yeah,
fit anymore,
gently
don't wear
used
anymore.
or new if you can, and then just you can separate them between shirts, pants, shorts, whatever the case might be. When you're making those deliveries, not just to ours, but to others, including Azuda's, if you can help on that end too. So that's the big call out right now. It looks like from the Red Cross and CNMI and the national organization since late last Friday. So it's important that we kind of help what we can.
Yeah. Okay, so keep that in mind. Those of you that are looking for ways that you might be able to help make a difference in the relief effort. These guys, this is going to take months for them to get out from under. That's clear.
No, for sure, and I think it's our. If we can help, that's awesome.
Yep. We keep working on that. Your thoughts yesterday, I guess about noon, when things were just starting to get going over at the White House Correspondents' Dinner, and a shot or two rang out, and they whisked the President of the United States and the First Lady and the Vice President and took them someplace safe. What did you think about? What's the thoughts that crossed your head when you heard about the third attempt on our president's life?
As a former journalist and who've engaged many of those White House correspondents over my career, working with them on different pool, whether it was in California or here. Yes, I think it's absolutely frightening for many that were in that room. A little bit of injuries because people were getting thrown around to get as the Secret Service was getting to the president.
Mm-hmm.
Very tight place, but just disappointing. I think the president mentioned when people do good things, people are they're going to be try to do some harmful things to those people that are doing good.
Well,
those people that aren't doing anything, really, no one really cares, according to the president. And so he's just like in his mind, it's like, hey, I'm just trying my best here. And it's just unfortunate. But
something needs to be done about this Trump derangement syndrome among the left and the leftist media that is out there that keeps portraying Trump as this villain.
That's even here. They're all hung up on Donald Trump so much that they're losing sight of what's really important. We're celebrating the 250th anniversary of our country. We should be getting behind efforts to talk about the greatness of our country versus this idea that, one guy's bad. That means everything in America is terrible.
But they're playing up this narrative about fascism. Literally, Hitler. He's a dictator, and he's taken over, and he's ruining everybody's rights under the Constitution. And I don't know if I've found a right that I've lost this term or the first Trump term. So I don't know what the hell these people are talking about. But I think it is fomenting violent thoughts in people.
Right, and then not to mention just this idea that America's going in the wrong direction. Stock market, what's happening on the national defense front, trying to root out fraud and waste and abuse. That's un-American? I don't know. I think that their priorities are really bad.
Well, I don't know. Any surprise that this guy's a leftist teacher?
You can go down every possible. I didn't look at they got the guy, they named the dude. I didn't even check because I was just super disappointed.
A teacher of the year from Torrance, California.
Great.
Yeah, California, so my last I heard, the Secret Service, FBI, et cetera, were trying to get the court paperwork that they needed so that they could get into the house. He apparently lives with mommy and daddy, and they need to get into the house before mommy and daddy start destroying evidence, because I'm sure this might be the case of the coconut doesn't fall very far from the tree, and I think that maybe might have a leftist mom and dad, the socialist leftist mom and dad that are willing to go to whatever lengths to protect their boy.
Oh my gosh! And see, that's again goes back to the idea that they think America's going the wrong direction. The president's doing his best to keep everything on track and make it better. Look what we came off of for the last 4 years.
Well, I guess the point that I have is this guy is teaching kids, and I'm not sure what class he's in, but I'm sure that there are opportunities for him to indoctrinate the children for their own best interests, or for them, for their own good. And I'm wondering if anybody is monitoring any of the conversations that he's having about these kids, about the state of life in America, gender values, whatever non-common sense that is running through his head.
We'll see where that school board, where that principal, where their colleagues all fall after this, because I'm sure at that particular school, they had plenty to talk about.
Oh, boy. Pride flags in every room. And no 10 Commandments and no American flags anywhere inside.
Hey, Ray, just a reminder to everybody, May 1st is coming up Friday. We have Republican Wave morning, filing deadline, 5 p.m. Our candidates were on track. We're going to get a couple more today on the road to 15. I think all of our congressional, our gubernatorial candidates all set. Excited about this election.
I was going to go over some a huge number of names that have turned in their paperwork since Friday last week, and I'll do that in the next hour of the program. Thanks, Johnny. I'll talk to you pretty soon. 888-8255-888-TALK. Mean Machine is online, and the visuals are online right now. Thank you very much for your patience. You want something to talk about, you want someplace to leave a message for me, and comment on some of the things that we're going to be talking about this Monday. Those are good places to do it. In the meantime, 7 o'clock in the morning, KUSG got you. We are Pika's Best, and it's time now for Fox News Live on 93.3. This is The Point.
He wrote a manifesto. I'm Carmen Roberts, Fox News. Federal officials say the man accused of opening fire at the White House Correspondents' Dinner last night wrote that he planned to target the Trump officials. And Fox's Alex Hogan has more from Washington.
Law enforcement are going over this manifesto, and the president told Fox that investigators are learning more about a potential motive.
The guy is a sick guy. When you read his manifesto, he hates Christians. That's one thing for sure. He hates Christians, a hatred. And I think his sister or his brother actually was complaining about it. You know, they were even complaining to law enforcement.
Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche says the 31-year-old traveled to D.C. from California by train. He checked into the hotel the day before the White House Correspondents' Dinner with 2 firearms and knives.
Despite the shooting, Buckingham Palace says King Charles and Queen Camilla's state visit to the U.S. will go ahead as planned. The palace issued a statement a short time ago saying the decision had been made after discussions on both sides of the Atlantic through the day, and it's understood there will be some minor adjustments to some of the engagements because of security concerns. A celebration of a bicycle event in Bloomington, Indiana turned into a mass shooting early this morning. 4 women and a teenage girl were shot and injured.
Police department officers were stationed in the 400 block of East Kirkwood monitoring a large crowd that had gathered in the street. Officers heard what they believed to be multiple gunshots and the crowd began scattering. Officers immediately converged on the area and located multiple wounded individuals.
Police Chief Mike Dieckhoff says they believe that the fight broke out between 2 women and then 2 people started firing. Police are still looking for the shooters. No word on the condition of those injured, but they say that they are not Indiana University students. America's listening to Fox News.
Have you heard? Subway just launched the all-new Subway Wraps. Your favorite footlong, now wrapped in a tender wheat tortilla that's perfect for any flavor craving. Go low carb, hit your protein goals, or just eat better. Subway Wraps make fueling your day easier than ever with bold flavors and curated ingredients. Sink your teeth into the cheesy garlic steak wrap, juicy steak, cheddar cheese sauce, crispy veggies, and roasted garlic aioli, all wrapped up. Subway Wraps. Light, delicious, and satisfying without weighing you down. Subway. Eat fresh, feel good.
For all your real estate needs, call the professionals at Hoffaday Realty. Jody, Saran, Libby, and Lolita, and they'll take care of you on every step of the real estate process. No worries. Just contact Hoffaday Realty at 588-4232 or 588-HOFFA or email them at hoffadayrealty@gmail.com. They're at 426 Challenge San Antonio, Suite 204 in Tamuning. Open Monday through Friday, 10 to 4. Hoffaday Realty for all your real estate needs.
The congressional redistricting battle in Florida, where the state legislature begins a special session to debate a new map that could help Republicans, Fox's Evan Brown reports.
A special legislative session begins Tuesday in Florida for the purpose of adopting new congressional districts for the state. It's part of a brewing battle between Republicans and Democrats to use geography and voter registration data to craft congressional district boundaries to ensure likely wins by a given party. Democratic-led Virginia just voted to allow its lawmakers to craft a new map that could swing their way. Some Republican legislators in Florida and Governor Ron DeSantis think they can do the same to benefit the GOP. Florida has 28 congressional districts, 20 of them are currently represented by Republicans. In Miami, Eben Brown, Fox News.
After 8 weeks of war between the U.S. and Iran, oil shortages persist and gas prices remain high.
On average, Americans are paying $4.14 for a gallon of regular gasoline. That's according to independent oil analyst Trilby Lundberg, who says gas prices are down 8 cents from 2 weeks ago, but
from pre-war, it is up $1.12, and it's up 88 cents from 1 year ago.
another factor bound to influence prices, higher demand for gasoline as the summer driving season approaches.
For now, I think it's more likely prices will rise, maybe substantially.
There have been global efforts to steady prices, but Lundberg says they haven't done much. Pam Huso, Fox News.
There's a new king at the box office.
I'm just getting started.
Michael, a biopic from Lionsgate about the king of pop, Michael Jackson, debuted at #1 with $97 million domestically, and it's the best start of all time for a biopic. I'm Carmen Roberts, and this is Fox News.
Get your hands on our long-standing favorite at Burger King, the classic original chicken sandwich. The original chicken sandwich features a lightly breaded chicken patty topped with fresh, crisp lettuce, creamy mayonnaise served on soft, elongated sesame seed bun. Have it your way by adding cheese, crispy bacon, and barbecue sauce. Make it a meal with jalapeno bites and a refreshing Coca-Cola. BK's classic original chicken sandwich, available all day at BK. You rule. Chumon Bay, Micronesia Mall, Agutnia, and the airport.
Stay cool all year round by checking out Johnstone Supply for your HVAC and refrigeration needs. Located at 170 Guerrero Drive on Picanel Road in Tamuning, call Johnstone Supply today at 671-649-0581. That's 671-649-0581. Open 8 a.m. to noon and 1 to 5 p.m. Monday to Friday. Open Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. and closed on Sundays. Stay cool with Johnstone Supply.
Are you planning a wedding? Don't stress. Let us help you. Mark the date, Sunday, June 14th from 10 to 4 at Lotte Hotel Guam. Come out to our 3rd annual Island Wedding Expo and meet some of the best in the business. Enjoy options for sweet treats from 11 Seas and Crumb. Stunning invitations and prints by Island Color and Copy. Custom creations from Personal Prints and Events. Jewelry from Vince Jewelers and Star Jewelry. Entertainment by Voice Pros. Performances by Tatuha Fire and cultural dancers. And next level vibes with Stelstar and Alter Ego. Plus Crank Industries. Don't miss your chance to win a flyaway from Philippine Airlines and plan your special day with Watabe Wedding. Sunday, June 14th, 10 to 4, presented by Lotte Hotel Guam, ThePOINT, Star 101, and Boss 104.
News this hour is brought to you by AB Risk Solutions.
Today at 7:07, I'm Donna De Jesus. Here's a look at your local news on The Point. Gov Guam is seeking to dismiss a wrongful death lawsuit involving the 2022 police shooting of Luke Atoigui. Attorneys for GPD argue there is no evidence to support claims of negligence or a failure in officer training. Atoigui was fatally shot after a high-speed chase when he exited his vehicle holding a realistic airsoft rifle. Court documents state he refused orders to drop the weapon. While the lawsuit claims Atoigui was experiencing a mental health crisis, the government argues the officers did nothing wrong. Oral arguments for the motion to dismiss are scheduled for May 21. Meanwhile, a record late audit of the government of Guam has revealed widespread issues and over $22 million in questioned costs. The OPA report covers fiscal year 2024. Auditors found nearly $12 million in questioned costs at DOA and over $10 million at public health. Issues include missing documentation for miscellaneous expenses and child care provider benefits. Public Auditor B.J. Cruz also flagged unbalanced budgets, noting that the legislature passed $82 million in extra appropriations without adjusting revenue levels. Despite these findings, the government reported a general fund surplus of $98 million. More news after this.
Whoever said no risk, no reward has never been sued. Hi, I'm Dave Silva from AB Risk Solutions, and our job for over 70 years has been to help businesses just like yours manage risk. Manage risk? We will never be able to totally eliminate the myriad of risks every business faces, but we can help you manage them and recover when disaster strikes. From mom and pop operations to high-rise hotels, we're the experts businesses have counted on for many years. Call me today at 777-2668 for a free risk review and consultation.
AB Risk Solutions, formerly known as Aon.
Governor Lulian Guerrero reports that Super Typhoon Sinlaku caused between $23 and $24 million in damages to Guam businesses. Assessments for public facilities and individual households are still underway. The governor plans to request a major disaster declaration from President Donald Trump soon. This declaration would open federal programs like DSNAP and FEMA individual assistance for residents. Coastal damage remains a major concern, with sections of the Hagåtña seawall destroyed by storm surges. The administration is working with the Army Corps of Engineers on repairs. And nearly all candidates for the 2026 election filed their first quarterly campaign finance reports late, but the Guam Election Commission is waiving most fines due to Super Typhoon Sinlaku. Only 3 out of 31 required groups met the original April 15 deadline. Late fees were waived through April 22 to account for storm recovery and power outages. Candidates can be fined up to $500 for late submissions. Meanwhile, the gubernatorial race grew on Friday as the Democrat teams of Therese Terlahi and Sabina Perez, along with Josh Tenorio and Tina Muñoz-Barnes, both officially filed their candidacy for the August primary. And those are your top stories. Back to Ray with weather.
9 after 7 o'clock in the morning. A little bit of weather with Landon Idlett in the last hour, talking about how nice things are going to be this week. Partly sunny in the forecast today with highs near 87 degrees. Maybe some scattered showers. About a 40% chance of rain today with a heat index of about 92. Mostly cloudy tonight with overnight lows of about 78 degrees. Mostly sunny returns to the forecast tomorrow. Daytime highs 88 degrees. Isolated showers and mostly sunny skies again on Wednesday. Again, daytime highs of about 88 degrees, mostly cloudy. Overnight lows of about 76 for most of the early week evenings with a heat index, like I said, 92 degrees, 40% chance of rain. Sunrise this morning was at 6:02 and sunset tonight should be about 6:36. Hashtag tell the others. There it is. News and weather together on 93.3. This is The Point.
Get double the speed at zero extra cost with GTA Fiber. Experience super fast and reliable fiber internet speeds, now starting at 200 Mbps to 1 gig, with upload speeds just as fast as download speeds and 100 times faster than cable internet. You can enjoy lag-free gaming and clear video calls. Fast is also affordable. Sign up for Fiber 200 for only $70 a month. Visit gta.net or call 644-4482. Terms and conditions apply.
Since 1997, Island Eye Institute has been committed to your family's eye care needs. From its beginnings, Island Eye Institute has recognized the value in incorporating state-of-the-art technology into personalized care and a commitment to excellence. As Guam's complete eye center, our specialists offer their expertise in glaucoma, retina, cornea, LASIK, cataract, and diabetic eye disease. Island Eye accepts Select Care, Net Care, Take Care, and Stay Well. Call us at 637-2020 to schedule your appointment today. We're located on the second floor of the Baltesh Pavilion in Tamuning.
We need Vietnamese. I need a Vietnamese guy.
There we go. Called Dr. Nguyen?
I think he's traveling.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, can you find Hung Cao?
He's in Vietnam.
Can you find the new
I can do
Secretary
my
of the
best.
Navy?
Hung Cao.
There's the Korea Herald is reporting. I want to make sure I pronounce this place right, because otherwise people will go, that sounds like a naughty word in American. It's spelled Phu Q. Do you see the horns of my dilemma now? It. Do you see what the horns of my dilemma are?
Don't, man. Don't say it
PH. So I got to put a long break in the. I think maybe it's foo. Long break. Kuak. And this.
Nice save, dude.
Trying so hard.
We're doing our best, FCC. Back off.
Will foo Kuak replace Guam and Saipan for Korean families?
I hope not.
If you're in the industry, open up Korea Herald and look for a new story about Guam and Saipan. Will this place replace Guam and Saipan for Korean families? And the article is interviewing people that they found in Phu Quoc and asking them about why they chose Phu Quoc as a travel destination for a family. And it's mom and dad and a bunch of kids, and they outline among the reasons why it was a superior choice, even though Guam is closer than Phu Quoc in Vietnam. So more on that in just a little bit. 7:13. Ray Gibson, Joe being brought to you by the guys over at APL American President Lines, a global presence with a local home, and our friends over at Subway inviting you to eat fresh. And a reminder, any 12-inch Subway sandwich can be turned into a wrap. All you got to do is ask at Subway. Eat fresh.
The Coconut Wireless is back. The Ray Gibson Show. Call now, 888-TALK. That's 888-8255.
I'm pressing buttons. I'm working here. I was trying to sort something out here on the program. I forgot to turn on the gizmo here on the Facebook. I mean, the Facebook Live's on. I just haven't. I didn't see who's.
Take a look.
Yeah, who's in a thing already? So hold on. Turn that down. It's just 20 seconds old. All right. So where am I? 7:14, 7:15. Ray Gibson Show. Normally about this time we take a look at see what's going on in the financials. And I think the last time I looked at it, things weren't so bad. Most of the American markets looking good. Dow off by about 80 points. So maybe more on some of those numbers in a little bit. Who's on line one?
Senator Chris Dwayus.
Senator Chris Dwayus. Well, now, I don't know what kind of day you were having yesterday, and I'm assuming that at some point BJ Cruz or somebody over at the OPA pressed a button and you got an email talking about, oh my God, Hosanna and Alleluia, the 2024 financial audit of the government of Guam is finally done.
Yeah, half a day, Ray Gibson, Donna D, and Ro Joseph. Hopefully all of your families are past recovery and into restocking mode, and we're safe through Sanlaku. But, yeah, I saw that about 3:30 in the afternoon, and so me and at least one other staff member were kind of combing through it, and pretty much the findings that are in print today for the PDN are highlighting a lot of the very critical areas. Most notably, it's interesting on the finding of not adopting revenues by raising, the adopted levels, and I stopped that in 2025.
Say that in English for me and the listeners that aren't Gov Guam budgeties.
So what happens is we adopt the revenues for the government of Guam budget each fiscal year, and basically once you adopt those revenues, that's benchmarked against expenditures.
Okay.
So whenever you go in and you see excess revenues, or say, for example, you're in the budget period and you're getting CRERs that are coming in that are showing revenues above what collections above what the adopted revenue level is, then there's a tendency to want to appropriate that. Now, when you appropriate that, if you just do it as a line item, say $25 million is hereby appropriated for whatever purpose. Then it doesn't go in and adjust the revenues throughout the budget, because there are certain things that are formula-based, like the rainy day fund, like the pharmaceuticals fund. There's other funds that are affected by the revenues that are adopted. So when we adopt our revenues for the annual budget, formula-wise, there are other budgets that are affected by whatever levels we adopt by percentage. So when you don't do that, you create an imbalance because you have not accounted for, and that's one of the reasons why the hospital has come down several times and said, hey, when we have these excess revenues and you're appropriating them and you're not doing it by raising the revenues for the fiscal year, that means we're losing out on the pharmaceutical funds because we get a portion of that based on a formula.
Okay.
And so essentially that's exactly what the public auditor is talking about. So in fiscal year 25 budget debates, there was two things that I raised on the floor. There was an attempt to raise the revenues by $25 million line item in the miscellaneous appropriations. I said, no, you can't do that. If you do that, we're unbalancing this budget because you have to raise revenues in order to do that. Otherwise, these formulas will be off and we'll have an unbalanced budget. So my thinking prevailed, and it was done in a format whereby it actually recognized raising the revenues, adopted revenues. The other thing was we had that $120 million chasing $27 million, which I stopped completely in the miscellaneous appropriations. And then we went and did it the right way, which is a supplemental appropriation after within the fiscal year. And so that's the correct way to do budgeting. And these single appropriations consistently that come forward, when there's eagerness to adopt unaudited revenues, excess, this is the kind of thing that happens. And so that should be a practice that's absolutely ruled out of order, which I have done. and also really the rollover, unexpended revenue into the next fiscal year. That's going to be a hard rule within this fiscal year, and I've been telling all of the agencies through pre-budget meetings and a budget hearing this morning and this afternoon, which I'll reiterate that is going to be ruled out of order, and I believe I have all the votes to ensure that I don't get overridden on that. So that's also a terrible practice of appropriating lapsed funds. Public auditors have been warning against that for a long, long time, and so I think really this all sets up for a very, very disciplined fiscal year 2027. Most of the agencies that have been coming in that we've been meeting with are continuing to lapse in the hundreds of thousands, if not millions. We've been letting them know that chances are they're going to get a status quo budget, and we've explained to them why they have adequate funding even within their status quo budget.
Well, primarily because the government is over-collecting.
It is over-collecting, or it's performing. I would say it's performing. It's continuing to perform above what the adopted levels are. And the two standouts continually right now for that are withholding as well as corporate. And so one thing I've been talking about, and we've been talking about here a few times since we've been discussing the rollback of the BPT, is we believe, and I've heard anecdotally, by meeting with businesses and people and patronizing the businesses I do, that I say thank you, our boss gave us a raise. We believe that, I'm sure there's been some other federal hiring and other hiring or pay raises somewhere within government sector as well, but we believe it's primarily driven by private sector employers turning around and using that savings from BPT and reinvesting it in their businesses and reinvesting it into their employees.
Boy, that's setting up the stage for a hell of an argument that if we lowered the taxes some more, if we lowered the so-called business privilege tax some more, that might go even further by helping out this weak middle class that we have and putting more money back in people's pockets, not just the employees of these places, but also the customers of these businesses.
That's true, and I think that what we have to do is first of all have sound budgeting, and that's what we're going to do going into this fiscal year budget discussion. And we have to have audits, because basically this is the main reason why I've been very, very leery about adopting certain levels that we've been adopting and passing budgets that we've been passing. It is because like the public auditor says, it's virtually impossible to budget when you don't have audited revenues to go back and see where things are going. Like I said, the performance right now of the corporate as well as withholding, I mean that represents basically more so of a growth in business activity and a growth in employment, whether it's the employment numbers, meaning hiring more individuals or paying people more, thereby their withholding is higher, and that of course that translates into additional tax revenue. So
how does that jibe with the Department of Labor?
Yeah.
Have you
Exactly.
done an overlay on the data that's coming in from? I guess we're talking about 2024, 2025. They do more recent and more updated research over at the Department of Labor to determine where the values are. I mean, how much of that goes back to the 22% pay increase that the governor laid across the board to members of the government of Guam, and how much, as you say, is that reflective of what we are seeing based on the reduction from 5% down to 4.5%? Are you able to gauge those timelines? Are you able to draft all of that stuff out?
So that'll come out during the Special Economic Service meeting, which probably will take place sometime early June. That's usually what we do before we go into the final, adoption of revenue levels before we go into debate the budget in July. So we will see that presentation, and that's basically all sectors, right? So you get Department of Labor, you get Rev and Tax, you get all of the players really that kind of University of Guam, Rosanna Jones, economists. You get all of that, and you compile that information in that meeting, and you kind of go, okay, this is benchmarked against last year when we did this, and even a few years back. Interestingly, the last couple of years when we've done that, and this is where I can say that it's definitely got to be wage increases in private sector as well. we've actually lost thousands of taxpayers over the last 3 to 4 years, actually. I think last year we looked at somewhere around maybe between 6.5 and 7,000 going back 3 years, fiscal years, in terms of actual taxpayers. And we believe those are families and other individuals that picked up and left. What's making up for it, of course, is higher wages for those who are still here and still in our workforce, as well as, I'm sure, bringing on other labor as well. But actual filers at Rev and Tax has gone down, quite a bit in terms of individual filers. And so that has to be, the strength has to be built into the wages in terms of what's carrying the tax revenue.
I appreciate the analogy here, but do you have any hard numbers on that? Exactly how many tax refund what do you call it, returns? What's the delta?
So they give that out and they show basically what is attributed to the adjusted revenues. One of the reasons why our tax revenue, our actual set aside for tax returns right now is really hovering right around only $30 million, because most of it otherwise is being paid federal. And so that's the EITC and the ACTC programs, and that's basically the working poor. And so a good deal of that is really set aside and paid for by the federal government. So that actually lines up also with kind of the middle class individuals who get tax refunds. That's hovering right around 25 to 30 million. And that's why that's all we have to adopt for general fund revenue.
Wow.
So that tracks.
It used to be 60.
That tracks.
Didn't that used to be up around 60?
Around, yeah, right, exactly. Anywhere between, you're right, around the low 50s to high, mid 60s. What was that range? So that tracks also with the middle class loss that we've had.
Does that take into account the big beautiful bill?
That we'll have to see what that effect is, because I believe that's all implemented within this fiscal year. I don't know. We'll probably have a quarter of what that looks like, basically from when the tax year starts. And so we'll have a little bit of information on that, but not all of it. Now, corporate was basically codified, right? It was passed into law permanent. So that's been there since the Tax Cuts went into place to begin with. They've just been permanized, right? So that should be steady going forward. But in terms of all the other benefits, we'll see that basically a quarter out from the beginning of the tax year.
When do you got to get? A couple of questions left for you. So we finally got the FY24 financial audits for the government of Guam, et cetera, and all of the somewhat alarming conclusions that they have made. That there's still a whole lot of bits and pieces in terms of keeping track of information, receipts. That we still apparently have got a long way to go to be able to satisfy the requirements of the law and certainly the OPA. A lot of question costs in all of this. Any expectations on when you might see an audit report for FY 2025?
So the public auditor has told me, thankfully now DOE actually is ahead of schedule. They're ready. I think they did their trial balance already. So there's a chance we could see something sometime August, September. I don't think it'll be in time for our debate on the budget in July, but it just means all the more reason why to pass a very conservative and basically as close to possible as a status quo budget going forward. Another thing I've been telling the
$98 million in 2024, and what's your sense of the CRER reports and what we might have overcollected in 2025 and what we're already on target to overcollect for 2026?
Well, that's the point I'm making, is that the governor requested $91 million in addition to what we currently have in our budget, and I say we don't need it. So and the only way to benchmark that is to pass a budget that doesn't account for that, so that we can levelize things and then go forward and find out how we can pull back going as well beyond that. But the thing is you've got to get to the point where basically you adopt a level that's lower than what the governor is requesting, and that's why I'm telling the agencies right now they're operating at 1.35. And most of them can operate with that. It's not even an issue really at this point. Another thing I've been mentioning to the agencies and others is that, we're passing a fiscal year 2027 budget, which is going to be the responsibility for 3/4 of it of a new administration and a new legislature. And there's really no reason to make promises that we don't have to keep. You know, it's going to be up to the people in terms of who they elect and what the legislature and what the new administration is going to look like. And I don't think it's right to be passing a budget that has all kind of built-in promises that individuals who are voting on it and individuals that are going to sign it down at Luke may not have any participation in come fiscal year 2027. So that's my other caution.
All right. And then, of course, we run into the same conversation from time to time about funding vacant positions in the government of Guam. If they're vacant, they eliminate the position or find somebody and put somebody in there. But we're not going to continue to stream money into those positions if we don't need to.
That's true, as well as we're asking every agency, because it started with Parks and Rec. We saw a massive transfer of ARP-funded positions to the general fund. We need to find out how that was done and if it was done correctly, because question costs are the biggest thing that we have out of this audit right now. That is the big red flag. We know what question costs did up at Office of Homeland Security and Civil Defense.
Right.
They are now a local appropriation right now because we cannot get reimbursed for other funds. So there's a ton of red flags in this audit, and we're going to have to comb through it. And that's another reason in question costs. If we can't account for it, guess what happens? We got to pay for it.
Then we're sort of holding the bag on that. I was going to ask you if you turned in your packet this week, and I realized you turned in your packet back in March. So, continuing good luck to you, Senator. You're on the ballot, and there's some new names that have turned in their paperwork over at the Election Commission as well.
Sure. We had good support. We wanted to get that done, and we're moving forward. And we'll see what the people want to do in this election. And yes, a lot of great candidates, particularly on our ticket. I'm very, very excited. We're prodding them to make sure they get their paperwork in this week to be on the ballot. And I think we're looking really good there. I think party-wise on the Republican side, we've got a lot of great candidates and a lot of great platforms. And I think I know we're poised to go into 2027 and help the people. We'll see what the people have to say about it.
I think there's a couple of members of the Democrat Party that I'm excited to watch you work with. Find guys like Jerry Yingling and others that I think are going to make for an interesting dynamic over at the legislature. But it seems to me that guys like Jerry and guys like you know how to hold the same end of the rope and pull together for the progress of the people.
With 6 seats open, it's definitely going to be a very new complexion of the legislature, and if I'm fortunate to be elected again, I look forward to it.
Speaker Dwayus?
Please don't do that to me.
What? I'm not jinxing. I'm just saying you would be on it. Not that it matters, when we start talking about the body and who the body is going to determine to be among their leaders. But you will eventually be like the oldest guy there, and certainly one of the most experienced members of the legislature. I think maybe it's your turn.
Well, we'll see. We got other members, and we got a lot of excitement now within our party. So that'll be up to the caucus. But certainly it'd be an honor. But most definitely that's down the road, and we'll think about that.
All right. There you go. There's the aw shucks, Ray. Thanks, but no. I hear you. I'll talk to you pretty soon, buddy. You have a great day.
Take care, Ray. Have a great day, people of Guam.
All right, groovy. 888-825-5888-TALK. Do I have to do this? See if I can. It's online. You can go to the Guam Election Commission and find the packets filed logs. And as I said, since Friday, there's a bunch of people that showed up and likewise dropped off a whole lot more. And now are full-fledged members whose names are going to show up on the ballot. Fred Bedalio, that's Cousin Freddie, dropped off his packet on the 24th. Likewise, Ding Scambuluri, Ralphie's dropped off his packet there. Let me see. Therese Terlai and Sabina Perez, governor/lieutenant governor, Democratic Party. Angela Santos, Democrat senator candidate. Josh Tenorio and Tina Rose Munya Barnes have turned in theirs for governor and lieutenant governor. And the guy I shared some space with over at Pirates Cove yesterday, Will Castro, turned in his. Frank and Mary turned theirs in on the 8th of April. And I'm trying to think of who else was in there. Joe S. and Kane Dwayne San Nicolas turned theirs in on February the 24th. So I think that's all of it, right? Joey, and wait, do I have a Tony Ada and a EJ Calvo?
Yeah.
Did I pass it already?
Up. Yeah.
Well, right. Okay. So that's right. They were in the same day. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Look, I hate doing this online. Okay, and 5. 4, 5. Is that it?
Yeah.
What about? You know why?
Not
You know
yet.
what I'm thinking of?
The
Jeff and Charlie haven't turned in theirs. Still, I think they're doing. I think yesterday they did another one of these signature drives over at Pirates Cove, and it was kind of unique the way they did that. So we're not going to let you leave until you sign the thing. You can pay if you want to, but we're blocking the door until you sign the petition.
Put a carbon paper underneath the signing.
I think Charlie said they think if they're not at the minimum needed, they're very, very close to it. But again, you don't want to stop at just the minimum. The danger is there might be some people that signed up just to be nice and everything, but they've actually already signed one for Tony or for Frank or for whoever else, and they might and those are going to get tossed out one way or the other. So it's you got to be very, very careful as we go through that. 7:34 in the morning on the Ray Gibson Show. We'll talk about some of this interesting travel and hospitality stories that I've got in front of me right now. But first, we got to take a look at news and headlines with Donna D. Being brought to you by the guys over at BK Burger King. Hey, we're going to do everything that we can to have DPW take out that light fixture in front of the Shell in East Agania. Completely unnecessary. If you want to go and get Shell gasoline, then just scooch up there like you're going to go through the drive-thru over at BK. In fact, go through the drive-thru over at BK and get yourself a chicken sandwich. Then pull in to the Shell gas station, and then you go out and just either wait for your time to go or do what we used to do back in the olden days and just go north and then hang a Louis. And then you can go back into the regular direction. Studio time is 7:35 in the morning. News also being brought to you by Hoffaday Realty. Jody, Saran, Antiloli, Libby, and the team of professionals over there. Peak is best. And if you've got questions about what to do with a piece of property you need or a cute piece of property that you saw that you just had to have, 588-4232. Now with the news and headlines, here's Donna D. What's going on?
A 46-year-old man is accused of sexually assaulting a woman while she was asleep. The suspect is identified as John Gilfigure Gilnatchen. Investigators say the woman woke up to unwanted touching. He later admitted that he went into her room intending sexual contact. He faces misdemeanor charges of criminal sexual conduct and harassment. Meanwhile, First Hawaiian Bank has launched a relief program for Guam and Saipan customers impacted by Super Typhoon Sinlaku. The bank is waiving ATM and late fees and offering 3-month payment deferrals on loans and credit cards. Saipan residents receive automatic fee waivers, while Guam residents should contact their branch. Customers can find more details or apply for help at fhb.com/Sinlaku. And Payless Markets has launched a coin box donation drive to help victims of Super Typhoon Sinlaku. Through the end of May, customers can drop spare change at any store register. All proceeds go to the American Red Cross and the Micronesia Climate Change Alliance for relief in the CNMI. Visit paylessfoundation.com to learn more. And those are your local headlines. Back to Ray.
Okay, got you. 7:36 in the morning. PS3 was on. But I don't know. Maybe we took too long to get into. I'm sure he will. I think he sent me an email that is a copy of a letter to the editor that he did on procurement. So he's running now on the dual platform that is, number one, I'm not Doug Moylan, and number two, I might be the guy that can, through the Office of the Attorney General, sort out procurement. And if we can sort out procurement, that is one of those things that might free up resources so that we can actually have some kind of progress in this town, and we're not stuck dealing with procurement hassles and court fees and delays like we've seen, for just about everything major going back years. Now, 7:37 on the Ray Gibson Show. I'm going to grab a break. We'll take a look at what's happening in early morning traffic. Don't move.
Something is brewing from the island's favorite coffee. Now, you can enjoy the smooth, full-body taste of Mr. Brown coffee. Uncanned and freshly ground for a richer, more satisfying cup. You heard that right. Mr. Brown now comes fresh from bean to cup. However you take your coffee, hot or iced, Mr. Brown delivers bold and smooth, fresh taste in every sip. Premium refreshment, ready when you are. Freshly ground Mr. Brown coffee, now exclusively available at Circle K.
Introducing Nissan Guam's exclusive first-time buyer program. Perfect for those with little or no credit history, no co-signer required. It's simple. You apply, we approve. You drive away in your brand new Nissan. Low monthly payments perfect for any budget. Get started on your finance pre-qualification at NissanGuam.com or call their helpful sales team at 671-647-7261 today. On approved credit, conditions apply. See Nissan Guam for details.
But again, Ray Gibson Show being brought to you by the guys over at BTB Beyond the Box, first floor of the Micronesia Mall. Maybe you were hanging out at a big health fair that they had and said, you know what, I need a new iPhone. If I'm going to be healthy, I need a new iPhone. You know, I need a new Apple Watch because it's got little biometric things and it keep track of your sleeping and your eating and how much you weigh and running and all of that stuff. Maybe you use the technology to make your life a whole lot better. They are all about that at Beyond the Box, first floor of the Micronesia Mall. Quick look at traffic before I get to PS3 on the program, not the Sony PlayStation. It's Peter Sentis. All right, now you can see it. You couldn't see it this time last hour, but I got it up on the screen right now. Leche Machete. What's going on there up in Dededo? We pow-pow to Waisang Song as usual, grinding to a halt. We got traffic in the opposite direction, likewise moving slower than normal. That's odd. I don't often see that. So we got slow traffic northbound and southbound at the intersection of 1 and Isang Song. Ugly traffic on Route 3 trying to get to Marine Corps Drive. I'm not sure what the big deal is out there. Maybe there's just a whole lot of humanity trying to get off the General Ben Blas driveway. Southbound from there into, let me see, Micronesia Mall intersection. That's looking good. But you will run into a tiny bit of traffic over at that intersection. Same thing with the Harmon Loop. You go all the way down to 8, 10, and 16, and just a tiny bit of traffic over at the intersection where you're headed south over by Happy Mart. I think everybody has to stop for that, the light that lets everybody into the continuation, if you will, of Route 8. Most of the rest of Route 8 is looking pretty clear right now. The usual around this time, the heaviest traffic is going to be found on Route 4 up around the Ordot area where we come out of that traffic light. A little bit of stuff over in Sinanya over by the construction site, and then we all fight for the merge as you make your way past Sinahanya and into the Cost You Less area. And did you finally pass by that on your way to basketball practice? Did you see that they've taken down the sheets of whatever on
No, I didn't.
Cost You Less?
I didn't look, man.
Just not interested. Say, Ray, I don't care. Southbound, downtown Agutnia, intersection of 1 and 4, all the way to Big Navy and Sumai. Just a couple of places where you might slow down in front of the cemetery. A little bit of traffic up around Polaris Point, and then a tiny bit of traffic for you as you're making your way into NBG. It's 7:40 in the morning in the Ray Gibson Show. I'll be right back.
APL, global presence with a local home. APL is a U.S. flag shipping company, delivering from the U.S., Asia, and Europe with weekly arrivals to Guam and Saipan. Our local Guam team is committed to serving all your logistical needs. Call us at 588-4651 or visit apl.com.
Gas is so expensive, and everything is going up.
Well, not everything.
What do you mean?
I mean, interest rates on our home equity loans are down, way down. And now is a great time to borrow and put money into your account and use it when you want with our Bank Pacific Visa debit card.
At last, some great news.
Bank Pacific, equal housing lender, credit conditions apply.
10, 11, 12. I'm sorry, I was counting.
There you go. You're doing good.
Thank you.
To 12.
Now, I was counting up the number of Republican senatorial candidates. So far, we've got 12 out of, I don't know, 100 or so people that picked up ballots. I'm going to do the same thing with the Democrats here. Okay, that's Senator 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Democrat senator names that have dropped off their package. Now, you got until, what did he say, 5 o'clock on the May Day, May 1st?
Yes, sir.
All right, so keep an eye on all of that stuff. 7:42, portions of the broadcast made possible, boss, also by my referral team over at Take Care.
Bringing you closer to the action. Any speaker, anytime. Watch and listen live on ThePOINT.gu.
And the referral team checking up on me this morning. Is there anything else you need? Checking on the status. Submitted, good to go. All right. Actually, I got this thing, I don't know, sometime over the weekend. I'll get around to doing that and turn that in with all the other paperwork that's required to get me down there. It's going to follow up on my cardiac stuff from last year. And then check on my investments at Dr. Wine and Salaryman in Bonifacio Global City, and then make my way down to Singapore for a trade show before I return home. 7:43 on the Ray Gibson Show, and that's Peter Santos. May I read bits and pieces of the email that he sent to me this morning? May I?
He's going to waive the reading of the indictment.
You can, Ray, of course, but the basic bottom line is, what is the definition of insanity?
Voting Democrat time after time after time.
There you go. Ray's
after
right.
decades of negative growth.
Well, it's doing the same thing over and over again,
Same
and
thing.
expecting different results.
Same thing.
How amazing is that we're just now getting 2024 done, 2024 audits done?
As I said, it's late to begin with, and late even based on the statutory requirement for its submission.
Yeah, in the federal government, fiscal operations is a no-fail zone, meaning if this is the case, people get fired. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
we don't fire people here. We either transfer them to another department, usually with a hefty raise, or promote them, or remind them that they need to step away for their health or the health of their families.
Right.
There's no
And
termination.
the thing about it is, it's about priorities and accountability, right? If we wanted to do this right, we could. But there's a lot of people that are resistant to change, and I'm starting to think, Ray, one of the reasons why people are against procurement innovation and revolution is because they're too busy, or they're skimming and they're milking it, and they don't want to have a light shined on it. Because
are you talking about corruption?
Big capital C.
Capital
C. Yeah.
Corruption with a capital
that's
C.
why the receipts are all missing, right? And so this has got to stop. This is crazy. This is ludicrous. You would get fired at the first instance of this kind of abuse.
I am
in the federal government.
fastidious about receipts. I get them in my hand and they immediately go to accounting. And even if I think I might be able to be reimbursed for a particular expense of one kind or another, I'll give you an example. When I bought the tickets for the airplane ride that I was just talking about, I upgraded my seat. $50 at a time, you can move into a seat, you get more leg room, or you're sitting across from the flight attendant in the jump seat, which is my favorite spot. And so I paid a little bit extra for that, put it on my card, and I told the guy, I said, you can deduct that if you want to, because that's there for my comfort. And he said, no, it's okay. You enjoy the airplane ride. You're going for business. I said, yeah, I am. I said, okay, but I wanted to check first to make sure. Now, I've been the managing director for this company almost 10 years, and so I like to think that I'm accountable to my fellow shareholders and everybody here at that calls this place home.
Well, not only that, Ray, look at the technology that's available that we don't leverage. When you go to Home Depot and buy something and enter your phone number or use your card on file, what happens? The receipt goes to your email, and it also stays in your account. And so at the end of the year, when you need to do your taxes, you just pull that down and it's all there.
Yeah, can be done. Can be done.
It can be done. It's just there's people who are, one, resistant to change, and two, maybe have an ulterior reason why they don't want the change, because they won't be able to do their little petty corruption anymore.
So when the public auditor says that I've got question costs, as was the case that Chris pointed out just a few minutes ago, that there are question costs and significant question costs based on some federal spend that now we have to justify, or otherwise we're going to have to pay for it, like we see over at Homeland Security and Civil Defense. How are these people held accountable?
They're not.
And who should be made to be held accountable? So I think all we did was we moved an Estevez from there over to DPW, correct?
Well, I think this. Well, which Estevez are you talking? Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, that one. Yeah. So there's
not that one, not like that one. The other one.
It's just like Charlie Estevez, and what's the other? Emilio.
Fernando.
You have to differentiate between the two of them.
They're astonishingly similar. But that's the kind of accountability that we've had available to us over the years, and I appreciate right up until you brought up the Attorney General in the last part of the email that you sent to me. I appreciate most of it being just your reflections, your thoughts on procurement.
The reason why is because when Ken Tidegui said, we shouldn't burden the Attorney General, I was like, excuse me, the correct thing is we need to hold him accountable as well. The reason why the bill was introduced is because he's failing. And that's, we can't, just like when Chris Barnett said to DOE, I'm sorry, we're not going to move the deadline. We're not going to move the line in the sand because it's too hard for you. We're going to keep it there, and we're going to hold your feet to the fire. That's the same. All I'm doing is saying the same thing Chris Barnett said to DOE. I'm saying that to the Attorney General. It's like we can't. Every time you fail at something, we can't lower the bar.
No, fail up. Fail up. If you're going to fail upwards. 749, I'm going to let you run. I got a Speaker of the Legislature on the other line.
Way bigger name. Way bigger name.
749, do I want to build any insulation in between that one phone call and the other? Because I don't want to go from procurement and corruption in procurement to we need to take care of our brothers and sisters in the NMI and in the Micronesia. So let me just build in a little bit more time for that. I'm not going to ask him how his weekend went because I'm almost positive he had enough time to go to Mass, take care of a couple of morning constitutionals, run the dog through the car wash, and then go right back to work, making sure that we've got enough containers to fill. We got enough stuff to fill containers with, and then start taking them down to the port. How about you give me an update there, Daru?
Well, first off, yesterday I had to find my yard. Because right after the storm, I went straight into disaster mode to assist. So I had to go find it.
I mowed the yard before the storm. Me and my neighbor mowed the yard before the storm, and that was getting a lot of people's attention.
Yeah, I did the same thing, so don't worry. They looked at me funny, too.
Yep.
Anyway, so we're back on track. We're until 4 this afternoon and throughout the week. And we finally got the assessment from the FSM on the problem.
You're breaking up a little bit, so if you can move a little bit closer to where you think the cell site is. You finally got from the CNMI?
We got it from Chook.
Chook, okay, FSM.
The FSM. We finally got the report, and their immediate needs assessments. Pretty glad to say that we've addressed many of that. We're continuing to address that even more. We were kind of waiting on what it was going to be. But that said, we have an operation. We've already sent we sent 2 containers to Chook this weekend. Mm-hmm. I think there's 6 that are headed to the CNMI as well. That makes a total of about, we had actually 9 total containers that are filled, ready to go to the CNMI and to Chook.
Excellent.
On top of 17 pallets that we had airlifted of water, 4 pallets of cat and dog food also that was airlifted to the CNMI because their pet population was really suffering, and 2 boatloads of provisions. They were kind of like felt out of place or that they weren't being paid attention.
Was that the guy from Shut Up and Fish? Because apparently he did a couple of rotor runs over the weekend as well.
No, our rotor runs actually went last week.
Okay.
Along with a pallet of water that was on a Coast Guard boat. They came in simultaneously. The rotor mayor gave me a call as soon as it came in, and she was elated. She was thankful of that, and so we're continuing to put also a load together so that we can hopefully get another boat, somebody who's going to go up there and load them up so they can take it up.
Yeah. Well. So are you going to, will there be a publishing of another list of things now that, because I think that between you and the Coast Guard and the Homeland Security, Civil Defense, the Army Corps of Engineers, who else? Like Rubicon guys in the gray shirts, I think we've met some of the basic requirements to help keep people alive. Now we need to go on and see if there's things that we can do to add to the daily, enjoyment of life, if you will. I got a note here from a friend, Kevin, who said that they were told something about holding off on bug spray and mosquito coils from the EPA. What do you know about that?
Yeah, there are a number of requirements. A lot of it has to do with what what we can ship, continue.
Yeah.
What the effects are for EP. But Ray, however, these you compare this list, from the government. You compare this list from the NGOs and the other organizations that are out in the field, being people that don't have any contact with the government, and then you try to find the commonality in this, so that you don't ruffle the feathers, and you get them their needs. One of the things that really I don't want to say upset me, but concerned me was they were saying, okay, we don't need enough water. We don't need the water anymore because people are getting them at the distribution sites. And I'm like, yeah, but there are people that can't get to the distribution sites, and that are the boots on the ground are going out to, and they're asking for water. They're asking for these.
I think the World Kitchen is doing that. They're going into the villages, if you will, and bringing water with them into the villages, so people don't have to go up to the distribution centers.
They ran out of water too. Okay, so
clearly there's a need.
Yes, so it's on a daily basis. We get daily updates. We have boots on the ground in CNMI. Both, working with the government and working with the NGOs to find out what those immediate needs are, and putting them in containers. Again, dog and cat food. This was the first time we've actually hauled that much dog and cat food because the dogs were dying. Actually, I got a call from the chief of the Customs Canine up in the CNMI and said, "Hey, thanks. Can I get a couple bags out here to feed my dogs too? Because they're suffering." I said, "Get it out before it gets picked up by the wet."
Get yours first. Take care of yourself. That way you don't have the distraction of wondering where your animals are going to get their next meal from. 7:55 in the morning. So keep me posted. When is it that you guys are going to pull the plug on this, or is this going to be continuous container loading until somebody says basta?
Well, yeah, we're transitioning from immediate needs into sustainable needs now, and to get them back up on the street. And at the same time, we're transitioning basically the leadership and the team that will be monitoring. I tell you what, kudos to the Marianas Time Association. They came out in force. We had Bank of Guam come out in force, GTA come out in force, the Chuukese community, the CNMI community. All these individuals coming out in force to be able to help their brothers and sisters and would do whatever they can. And also special recognition to Anderson's fire department. Those guys, I mean, they put together a food drive in front of the mini marts and the base commissary and stuff, and they were coming down with the truckloads,
nice.
Literally, of food and stuff.
We all in it together. We're all in it together,
yes,
so that's the most important thing. And I think every container that arrives, every boat that comes in with some goods, I think every airlift that comes in, I think brings a little bit of hope for these people that things are it's terrible, it's bad, it's a tragedy, but the cavalry is on the way and in many cases already there. So I'm going to let you get back to whatever it is that you're doing today. What's going on? Anything going on in the legislature? Did you miss it?
Yeah, there are. Things are getting back on track. Obviously, the storm itself, and then the aftermath, the immediate aftermath, set things back a little bit. I'm going to be having meetings with the leadership and everything, so that we can get things back on track and move things as quick as we can with the time frames that we have. We've got obviously a very important budget, to be able to discuss now with a lot of the information that has finally been released.
Finally, he says, yes. I've gotten the financial highlights, if you will, on a couple of different parts of the report. But this feels like one of those where because BJ will scold me and says, you only read the executive summaries. So I might go back to the OPA's website and take a longer look at this.
Only 198 pages.
Only 198. But I'm going to make my pitch again here. It's very, very clear. In 2024, the taxpayers got overcharged again, and we're going to get overcharged in 2025. And when we're finally done with the audit for 2026, we'll find that the taxpayers have overpaid, and the government has overcollected all of these years. Taxpayer Bill of Rights, Governor. Oh, did I say Governor? Uh-oh.
I'm going to change it up a little bit. The photo of the two beautiful women that you have on the screen right now?
Yeah.
With Bella and Annie. You know, those two are firecrackers. They're really
Who?
go-getters.
What's their name, sir?
I stay
First
out
and
of
last,
their
who's their
way.
parents?
Never mind, Joe. Never mind, Joe.
Apologies, sir. Apologies.
I've become their papa, okay? I've become their papa.
Yes, Dad.
I gotta protect I gotta protect my family here. But those two are firecrackers. They I stay out of their way. I'm like, okay, and I'm going to be transitioning that into women and men like them. You know, go-getters, and they really want to do what's right and what's best for the community.
And no empty hands. No empty hands. That's what I love about it. Darryl, I got to let you run. Hugging the kiss
All
for
right,
Tilly. I'll see you pretty soon.
All right, buddy. You shoot. Take care.
888-825-5888. TALK is the telephone number. If I had more time, we would have talked about, what's his name, President Donald Trump and the third assassination attempt or so from a guy that had a lot of time to think about it. He with trains. The guy took trains across the country and was able to find a place in the same hotel that the whole dinner was taking place. That's why they got to finish the big, beautiful ballroom right there off the West Wing, right? Or is it at the East Wing? I got a breakaway. I got Fox News Live coming up here in a second. More, I suppose, on the assassination attempt and the follow-ups on all of that stuff. And then whatever else is going on around the nation and the world. That's all ahead right here. Donna D with a look at local news and headlines on the other side of that. And I still haven't gotten around to talking about the Kwok replacing Guam and Saipan for Korean families. I think this is one of those things that I hope that we got to work on in the SWAT. Now news and headlines with Fox.
You say the suspect in the White House Correspondents' Dinner shooting last night wrote what's being described as a manifesto.
The White House says the comments in that manifesto directly tie him to an intent to targeting Trump administration officials. And I'm told by multiple federal law enforcement sources that the suspect admitted the same thing to them after his arrest. Multiple sources tell us that suspect has been ID'd as 31-year-old Cole Allen of Torrance, California. We're told he was initially talking to law enforcement after his arrest, admitting that intent again, but he has since stopped talking and is no longer being cooperative. Those sources tell Fox that Cole checked into the Washington Hilton Hotel on Friday, just one day before he allegedly carried out this attack.
Fox's Bill Malusian, their authorities say the alleged shooter rushed a Secret Service checkpoint while armed with multiple weapons and opened fire, striking a Secret Service officer who is expected to recover. Now, despite that shooting, King Charles and Queen Camilla's state visit to the U.S. is still a go.
Both King Charles III and the Prime Minister have spoken with the President. The Prime Minister, he posted earlier on X in part, quote, "I am shocked by the scenes at the White House Correspondents' Dinner in Washington overnight. Any attack on democratic institutions or on the freedom of the press must be condemned in the strongest possible terms." King Charles and his wife Camilla privately reached out to the President to express their sympathies, and Buckingham Palace did confirm the state visit will proceed as planned. President Trump spoke earlier with Jackie Heinrich on the Sunday briefing, saying the king is a great guy and he looks forward to welcoming him.
He's a friend of mine for a long time, so he's coming and we're going to have a great time, and he represents his nation like nobody else can do it.
That is Fox's Stephanie Bennett reporting. America is listening to Fox News.
Michelob Ultra wants to send you to watch the FIFA World Cup. From now through June 15th, purchase 12 packs of Michelob Ultra or Bud Family and scan the QR code inside for your chance to win one of 2 trips to watch matches in Miami or Philadelphia. Plus, every QR code gets you points for current Guam rewards. Must be 21 to enter. No purchase necessary. See currentguam.com for details. Michelob Ultra reminds you to enjoy responsibly.
Celebrate Mother's Day and join Take Care for the Moms on the Run 2K and 5K on Sunday, May 10th. 5 a.m. showtime. The 5K kicks off at 6 a.m. and the 2K follows at 6:05 a.m. Event shirts, raffle prizes, giveaways, and special Leo Palace discounts await. It's a family-friendly event for all fitness levels. Come celebrate strength and motherhood. To register, go to takecareasia.com. Take Care, our island, your health plan.
Welcome news for drivers across the U.S.
Gasoline prices dropped about 8 cents in the past 2 weeks, and the average for a regular is now $4.14.
Industry analyst Trilby Lundberg of the Lundberg Survey, she says that average is still, though, $1.12 higher than before the Iran conflict started. A 31-year-old California man in custody after allegedly opening fire at the White House Correspondents' Dinner last night. That incident is sparking renewed calls to fully fund the Department of Homeland Security. Wisconsin Republican Senator Ron Johnson on Fox's Sunday Morning Futures calling for a vote tomorrow or Tuesday to pass a House bill to fully fund that department.
All we need is 7 Democrats. Yeah. 7 Democrats at this moment to fund all of DHS in a moment of national risk.
Democrats have refused to fund ICE or CBP unless reforms are made to DHS following the shooting deaths of 2 citizens in Minnesota at the hands of federal immigration agents. The House is considering a Senate-passed reconciliation plan that would fund immigration agencies without Democratic support. At least 5 people injured after a shooting in Bloomington, Indiana. This was just after midnight this morning. Bloomington Police Chief Mike Dekoff.
The individuals currently known to have suffered injuries were a 20-year-old female, an 18-year-old female, a 22-year-old female, a 17-year-old female, and a 21-year-old female.
Witnesses claim they saw a fight break out between 2 women before that shooting took place. In Georgia, 2 major blazes in the southern part of the state have now destroyed more than 120 homes and burned tens of thousands of acres. Officials say those fires remain only about 10% contained. With strong winds and extreme drought fueling rapid spread, evacuations are ongoing. I'm Angelo Bavaro, and this is Fox News.
Introducing Nissan Guam's exclusive first-time buyer program. Perfect for those with little or no credit history, no co-signer required. It's simple. You apply, we approve. You drive away in your brand new Nissan. Low monthly payments perfect for any budget. Get started on your finance pre-qualification at nissanguam.com or call their helpful sales team at 671-647-7261 today. On approved credit, conditions apply. See Nissan Guam for details.
At Guam Regional Medical City's Cancer Center, your care is our priority. We provide comprehensive treatment services tailored to your needs with compassionate support every step of the way. Our expert team specializes in hematology and oncology, delivers advanced radiation therapy, and offers personalized chemotherapy infusions in a comfortable setting. We also provide effective pain management and a full range of outpatient infusion services, including blood and iron transfusions. We're here for you, supporting your entire journey right here at home. Guam Regional Medical City, comprehensive cancer care close to home.
Have you heard? Subway just launched the all-new Subway Wraps. Your favorite footlong, now wrapped in a tender wheat tortilla that's perfect for any flavor craving. Go low carb, hit your protein goals, or just eat better. Subway Wraps make fueling your day easier than ever with bold flavors and curated ingredients. Sink your teeth into the cheesy garlic steak wrap, juicy steak, cheddar cheese sauce, crispy veggies, and roasted garlic aioli. All wrapped up. Subway Wraps. Light, delicious, and satisfying without weighing you down. Subway. Eat fresh, feel good.
News this hour is brought to you by Family Finance.
Off today, it's 8:06. I'm Donna De Jesus with a look at your local news on The Point. Officials in the Northern Mariana Islands warn that recovery from Super Typhoon Sinlaku will take months as thousands remain without power and water. Saipan's water system is currently operating at 41% capacity with hopes to reach 60% soon using temporary generators. CNMI Governor David Apatang confirmed that the hospital and airport have power, but residential restoration is slow due to severe infrastructure damage. Over 100 personnel from the Army Corps of Engineers are on site assisting with repairs. Federal partners are tracking incoming donations, though rough seas have made deliveries difficult. Residents are encouraged to visit designated relief sites for food, water, and medicine. Meanwhile, AG Doug Moylan is moving to dismiss a lawsuit filed by attorney Tom Fisher over a controversial billboard campaign. Moylan argues the court lacks jurisdiction because the summons incorrectly gave him 20 days to respond instead of the 60 days allowed for government officials. Fisher, who is running for AG, claims the billboards use public funds to promote religious beliefs in violation of the Organic Act. The billboards feature the words repent, reform, and respect alongside religious imagery. The AG's office has also filed a motion for Gov Guam to intervene in the case. More news after this.
Family Finance has been serving the people of Guam since 1959, and they will continue to be there for you in the years to come. Whether you're looking to get a personal loan for that family vacation or paying off those long overdue bills, Family Finance has got you covered. Apply for a personal loan from $1,000 up to $4,000 by calling Family Finance in Hagåtña 475-4545 or Dedido 633-4473. Family Finance.
Fishing charter Shut Up and Fish has completed 2 emergency supply runs to Rota to assist with Super Typhoon Sinlaku recovery. Captain Ken Cruz and his crew delivered over 2,500 pounds of rice and canned goods on their first trip. A second run on Thursday brought 1,000 cases of butane to the island. Cruz noted that while major relief has focused on Saipan and Tinian, Rota faced critical food shortages. Donations from the Guam community and military continue to pile up at the shop. Cruz plans to make another delivery today or tomorrow if weather conditions remain safe for the 90-mile round trip. And GVB has approved over $280,000 to fund upcoming local and national events. More than $220,000 will support Guam's participation in the Great American State Fair in Washington, D.C. this summer. The fair celebrates America's 250th birthday and expects over 2 million visitors. Locally, GVB allocated $61,000 for village festivals, including the Agate Mango Festival in May and the Talafofo Banana Festival, which was moved to July. Despite recent storm recovery, visitor arrivals are up 19% this fiscal year. GVB reports that Japan remains a top market with a 21% jump in arrivals last month. And those are your top stories. Back to Ray with weather.
Okay, working on that. 9 after 8, just got a email from Senator Vice Speaker Tony Add talking about introducing legislation to expand affordable housing for Guam's working families.
Thank God. Thank God, man.
Yeah, I'm trying to sort out where the action item is in here. What exactly is it doing? Generate significant economic activity. Under the program, qualifying developers must commit to maintaining affordability standards based on federally recognized income guidelines. Housing costs would be tied to household income rather than market speculation and would remain affordable for a defined period through enforceable agreements. So, but I need you to draw me a better picture of this, Ton. Not trying to figure
How
out.
is this even possible?
So I'm a developer, and I have to buy. I have to create affordable housing using the same materials and the same manpower that is making construction around here very unaffordable. So I'm trying to figure out how am I going to recover all of this? So you want me to build a house, at $500 a square foot, but rent it out to cover, $200 a square foot. I need to know where the incentive is going to be coming from.
Hemp bricks.
Just palingenesis.
There you go.
Pyrolysis, plasma gasification, waste energy, all of that. I don't know. Either 8-11 on the Ray Gibson Show. Partly sunny today with highs near 87 degrees. Easterly winds up to about 7 to 11 miles an hour. Scattered showers and mostly cloudy skies tonight with overnight lows of about 78 degrees. Cool. We need a little bit of rain around here because it's dry. And I don't know if the grass and the leaves on the trees are brown where you are. Lots of places that I went by over the last couple of days, especially down around Tumon and Beachside, everything is brown. So we need to wash off all of that salt spray that Landon said the storm brought into the inlands, and that also cools the house because it's been might be hot lately. Now where am I? Mostly sunny in the forecast tomorrow with isolated showers. Isolated showers continue and mostly sunny skies with highs near 88 degrees into Wednesday. With the heat index, today's going to feel like 92 degrees. There's a 40% chance of rain. Sunset tonight should be about 6:36. Hashtag tell the others. There it is, news and weather together. 93.3. This is The Point.
Kim Anderson from Security Title here, sharing an important tip about how you own your property. Do you know that there are several ways to hold title? You can be a sole owner, hold title as community property with your spouse, as joint tenants with rights of survivorship as tenants in common, or even through a trust or LLC. Each option impacts inheritance, control, and how your property can be transferred in the future. Your family attorney can help you determine what's best to avoid legal issues and protect your investment. And when you're ready to record, call the professionals at Security Title. We are here to help.
Gas is so expensive, and everything is going up.
Well, not everything.
What do you mean?
I mean, interest rates on our home equity loans are down, way down. And now is a great time to borrow and put money into your account and use it when you want with our Bank Pacific Visa debit card.
At last, some great news.
Bank Pacific, you bet. Equal housing lender, credit conditions apply.
8:15 Ray Gibson Show portions brought to you by APL American President Lines, a global presence with a local home, and a reminder if you're 55 or better. Huh? You like the way that sounds? Not older, better. If you're aging like fine wine and your driver's license is 55 years plus, the Ganya Shopping Center presents Silver Savings Tuesday. It's tomorrow. Unbeatable deals and discounts. They're all different because all the stores are different, but they're going to offer you something in exchange for your having lived a long and privileged life. SM Island Store, Capricciosa, Cinnabon, Subway, Pretzel Maker, Miniso, Taco Bell, Vitamin World, Ross Dress for Less. It's the Agana Shopping Center's Silver Savings Tuesday every Tuesday at Ganya Shopping Center.
Morning talk that matters. It's the Ray Gibson Show. Call now, 888-TALK. That's 888-8255.
I got it. 8/14, Monday, right?
It is?
Yeah, Monday. It's Monday. Here we go.
Yeah, but it's a short week.
Is it?
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Come on, man.
No, it's, I was just looking. The next holiday is not until
It's
Memorial
a 4-day
Day.
weekend coming up, Ray.
I know. Some places they do that. I don't know exactly where all of the places are, but there's some places that have a 4-day work week, and some of that leftover holdover from the COVID era. 815-888-8255, 888-TALK. I haven't had a chance to do the attendance report for the social medias here this morning. I might take a second and say good morning to all of these auditors here.
Sometimes you want to go where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came. You want to be where you can see our troubles are all the same. You want to be where everybody knows your name. You want to go where people know people are all the same. You want to go where everybody knows your name.
Quarter after 8 o'clock in the morning, and yeah, there's a fine group of people that have found their way to the meme machine, not the meme machine, but the Facebook Live here this morning. We started off late, so it's okay kind of that we get to these names here a little bit later in the program. There's nothing major going on right now anyway. First on the list, Keenan McCausland from the upper left-hand corner, Vancouver, Washington, says a beautiful sunny Sunday there. Cerise, there's Smug Wimp, Maria Duenas Paris checking in from Paris Wood. I got Henry Manglotnia in the machine. Let me see. Do we wish good morning to? Yes, we do. It's Franz Cepeda, Rochelle Sugiyama, and the Remax Diamond Realty crew. Good morning to Flor Rivera, Benny Mesa, and my husband Alfred A. Santos at the Superior Court of Guam. Sir E says, send ice to Saipan. Now, I don't know if you mean like actual frozen ice or the ice guys. I'm sure that, oh my God, yeah. So that's one of the big draws. I mean, going back to when I was a kid, is finding ways to keep things cold after a typhoon. Refrigerator's not working, and obviously the ice maker's not working, and so as a result of that, you have to go and find ice. And even in the short time that we were in recovery mode here on Guam, I'd pass by the store, I'd see guys walking out, 3 bags of ice in each hand. In each hand.
They're strong, Ray.
Well, so But the point that I'm going to make here is I don't have any cooler. I'll be careful how I say this. But how many of you have got coolers that will keep a bag of ice? Will keep the ice cold for any longer than about 5 or 6 hours, right? I don't know.
It's the Yeti, Ray.
I think the Yetis can do it.
No.
But I don't. So if I can either afford a Yeti or ice, not both.
You need financing.
Not both. Now my buddy Jim Bigley is listening, saying, "I gave you a Yeti."
A koozie.
It's the one that hangs on a strap.
Okay, yeah.
It'll hold a couple of cases or whatever
Not
it is
bad.
I'm drinking. It's supposed to be able to keep the ice cold and the beer cold for like 24 hours. Like I would let it go 24 hours without finishing the whole thing. But I don't know. I've never tested. I've never tested the theory on that. I just know I go to the store, get a 12-pack of something, and share that with some friends. And one little bag of ice, whatever it is that they sell over at ABC or at the Shell station. And usually by the end of the day, it's mostly water. Still some ice in there, keeps everything cold. But I don't know. You get yourself 6 bags of ice. What is that? $1.50, $2 each.
$2.25.
Yeah, and so
I could be wrong. Could be more.
I don't know. I just look at the number in the bottom of the card. I don't really care what the thing. But I'm just saying. So you're going to buy that much ice. Hopefully you've got someplace that you can store it. Alpha Tedder, Brother Tedder's online. Anthony Bennett, Lujan Dwayus, Stephen Blake is there.
Real guy.
Alpha Carlene Harker. Dre and Gloria Sinodo have made it.
Hey, good morning, Dre.
Into the thing. Jesse Nanetti, Aurelio Pareda, Cecile Bombasuda, Gerard Estoy, Buenos and half a day to Benny Rosalyn, making a point here for his favorite Republican candidate. That would be Senator Jesse Anderson Lujan. Good to see you in the machine. Teresa Garcia is online. Good to see you, Chetch. Tony Guman. Charlie Hermosa saying good morning, Point Familia. And then Johnny Utah, who was watching us yesterday on the Jeff and Charlie and Vince show over at Pirates Cove.
Wow.
He was chiming in about the assassination attempt. He's still chiming in on it. Now, every single assassination attempt against President Trump has been perpetrated by a Democrat. Every single church shooting and school shooting has been done by a Democrat. Don't talk to me about party of peace.
On,
photo that tells you everything about the men in Trump's circle, and an interesting review over some of the shots that people took. Some of this is Pulitzer-winning material. Stephen Miller, who's one of my favorite guys in the entire administration, moves on top of his pregnant wife to shield her and the baby with his body. Likewise, Pete Hegseth stands over his wife, surveying the room for threats while leaning over to protect her. And exactly the same as any of us would have done if we heard that kind of crazy noise. Sharky online says, good morning from all of us here at China Medical University Hospital in Taiwan. And it was so nice to see many Guam residents who received excellent medical treatment here. Everyone has only great things to say. Treatment at CMUH is a great option for Guam residents amidst all of the issues at GMH right now. There's a number of doctors now that are looking at opportunities for medical tourism outbound from Guam. And yeah, there's a bunch of hospitals in China. We've done interviews with them as well. I'm told Samsung Hospital in Korea is another up-and-comer, in addition to Medical Cities in St. Luke's in the Philippines. So for those of you, you might want to consider asking your doctor for a referral into one of those different areas. Taiwan, absolutely gorgeous. Love the city. Mopeds everywhere. I love the outdoor dining that they have. This kind of sort of outdoor where it's, when I was there last, the place had walls and stove over here and a refrigerator for Tsingtao beer. And I think that was pretty much it. There might have been a tarp over the building, but the guy said they like to open it up when it's nighttime and the air is fairly clear and it's not raining, so you get this outdoor feel when you're eating it. I thought it was pretty good. Ate blood pudding when I was there. 8:21 on the Ray Gibson Show. Who's on the phone?
Kathy from Payless.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Say good morning.
I haven't done. I've gone through the paperwork. I don't have that in front of me, but I'm going to go ahead and we've been spending a lot of time this morning talking about recovery, not just our own recovery here on Guam, but certainly recovery for the NMI, for Chuk, etc. And I saw this story here. Coin boxes for Sinlaku relief are waiting for you and your change over at all the Payless stores. Good morning, Kathy.
Hey, Good morning, Ray. How are you?
We're good. Everybody's all right. I'm good. Shelly good. Dave good. Mona good. The cat's good. So I've got nothing to worry about. I do though have to go into the Payless over in Mighty and recover. Most of the stuff in my refrigerator went bad, so there's all kinds of boy stuff that I need to go and get my hands on and replenish the supply. I just haven't put the list together, but you'll see me in there, and I'll try to remember to bring change with me. I've got a whole bunch of quarters and nickels and dimes and a bunch of pennies that I might be able to jam in these coin boxes over at the Payless stores.
Well, we would love that. So in the spirit of Inat Famalik, we've decided to allocate our coin boxes specific to the CNMI Typhoon Sinlaku Relief Drive. And we are splitting the funds up. And actually, we're gonna go back to everything since April 1st through the end of May. And proceeds will go to both the American Red Cross, specific to CNMI's Typhoon Sinlaku.
Excellent.
As well as to the Micronesian Climate. What is that?
I'm familiar with the association. I guess they're going to take care of making
Climate Alliance.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, I think Frank Bloss was just talking about them and their participation volunteering at his container filling parties over at LBJ Elementary. But cash goes a long way too. I mean, not everybody's got things that they can donate. So when you've got these relief groups and they've got access to money, then they can go to the stores and buy some of the things that they need to put in containers. So I think that's going to be extremely helpful for these guys as they're starting to come to and look at opportunities. But
we've got the coin boxes in every one of our 8 store locations.
Mm-hmm.
That's one platform. The other thing that we have gotten involved is with the Azuda Foundation. Our PDC, or wholesale distributorship area, will be a lay-down area for many of the goods that have been donated from the mainland, from the West Coast. I believe this is in coordination with Matson and also our sister company, Payless Logistics, in South San Francisco. So we are putting out all efforts to assist our sister islands in disaster relief.
Any connection that you have, and you're big in business, so there's, I'm sure, many other connections that you can drive from inside the Payless supermarket family that will help people, not just folks from here get involved, but many of your suppliers, many of your source guys out in states. Glad to hear that. So just a question though. How much change do you guys go through over at Payless these days? Don't most people pay with a food stamp card or a bank card or a credit card or something like that? Do you do a lot of cash transactions?
You know what's really interesting is Guam, in comparison to the mainland, we still are cash heavy. Back in the States, the percentage is much different. It's totally reversed, but we do have a good deal of our transactions are cash.
So I'm personally, I've been
lately we even have good SNAP funds, but of course that cannot be donated. But
but it's I mean, it is one of the ways that the people are being able to get food on the table. But I've noticed that I've tried to transition as much as possible to using my iPhone wallet in order to take care of the transactions. I've got an Apple card, and I get the really good cash back program. I don't keep the money. About once every 2 weeks, I send it to my daughter and tell her to go and find a treat for herself with the about $20 or $25 that I can send out to her occasionally with the cash back that I get from the Apple card. But I like just being able to tap my card and tap my iPhone into the thing, or take out a card and do all of that stuff, and not necessarily worry about keeping folding money.
Cash, right. You know, we have another program called Small Change, Big Difference, and you could add $1, $5, or $10 to your transaction, and that goes to a specific cause. We didn't have enough time to set that up, but that type of fundraiser is an avenue for cards to be used.
So you said your program will begin in April 1st, so everything that was in the coin boxes.
April 1st.
And when do you anticipate closing that off and then taking the money out for withdrawal?
May 31st, it will go through. We may pull from April collections and forward it for expediency's sake, but the drive will go through the end of May 31st.
Nice. Okay. And so are we looking for ways that we can, I don't know, force multiply? Will the Payless Corporation or Calvo family be matching any of the funds?
Yes. As a matter of fact, we have our Payless Community Foundation. We are going to pull $10,000 from our Payless Foundation to supplement the drive.
And I assume that anybody else that would like to make similar donations might be able to reach out to Payless and pool all the money.
Well, we challenge.
Hey.
There you go. There's a challenge to the business community.
Well, I was just thinking it's you and costs you less. It's like some of the other stores that we've got around here. Everybody ought to think about how we can outdo this. It'll come. You know what? My mom always used to say, "You send something out in the universe, it comes back to you 3 times," and that's definitely true about negative energy, and it's definitely true about positive energy. And it seems to me that all of us could use a little bit of good karma these days. So if you're wondering if there might be a way, and nobody, if you just only have pennies that you can put in the coin jar, that's okay. The pennies add up over time.
We absolutely would appreciate it and pay it forward.
Anything else that you need me to get to our listeners and our families that are looking for different ways that they might be able to help out? Maybe a little coin drive in the neighborhood, and just show up with a sack of dough and hand it over to the cashier over at Payless. That's always a great way to do things.
Thank you very much.
Hey, you're welcome, Prima. I'll see you on the road. When am I going to see you on the road? I haven't been doing a whole lot of 5Ks. I've been training on my own these days. So what have you?
The same. It's safer in areas that are not as busy on the main road.
Yeah.
But yeah, stay healthy.
I will do my best. I'll do my best.
Right,
I'll chat with you pretty soon. 8:29 in the morning. There's Kathy Calvo from the Payless family. And so if you've got extra change in your pocket, your wallet, or your purse, you can go ahead and use the credit card when you buy, but make sure that you remember to put the coinies in the little jar at the end of the day. I'm getting an email. Juan Carlos Benitez has sent me up and put me in a chat group with the World Central Kitchen. You familiar with those guys?
There you go.
They're up there in the NMI. Nice to meet you. Yes, love to do an interview. I'd love to be able to find out. I think they were originally planning to come to Guam. I think they're the World Capital, not Capital Kitchen, but the World Central Kitchen had stacked up ideas about coming to Guam, and then they found out it was going to Saipan. So it's like, okay, we'll go to Guam and then make our way up to the NMI and do all of that. Yes, I will. Happy to do that. Let me just send this to the Mean Machine and get it up on the screen here. I'm getting from NissanGuam.com and the World Wide Web. They are conducting a donation drive as well. Like I said, more than you can count. More than you can count. Supporting Saipan's recovery from Sinlaku Join Guam and Infinity Guam, and supporting our island neighbors during their recovery efforts. They're looking for non-perishable food items, canned goods, bottled water. Drop them off at Nissan Guam and the front desk over at that place. Bring your donations to the front desk upon entering the dealership. Don't worry, it's not like somebody's going to come to you and say, hey, you want to test drive the new Sentra? You can test drive the new Sentra if you want to. I've seen some really, really sexy video of that on the interwebs over the last couple of days. So, yeah, maybe you got a box of stuff that you want to donate. Like I said, non-perishable food items, canned goods, and bottled water. Take that over to Nissan Guam's showroom in Upper Tumon. Bottom of the hour on the Ray Gibson Show. Donna D with news and headlines. Who's on the phone first?
Maria Pangilinan.
Oh, this won't take very long at all. Let me just bring her in, because she's my favorite and hardest working woman in the entire government of Guam. It is finally the Monday of the last week for candidates who have picked up packets to turn in those packets, right?
That's correct, Ray Gibson.
Why does it feel like it took so long to finally get down to here? Is it just the anticipation of people running for office?
I don't know, but there's still a lot more missing, I think. We have only 20 senatorial candidates.
I'm trying to, what did I come up with? 11 and how many? 12. It was 12 and
No, 12 and 8.
12. Okay, yeah, 12 and 8. So yeah, there's a whole lot of other candidates on the for the senatorial side that need to get their paperwork in. 27 people in total, including the gubernatorial teams, have turned in their paperwork, including Mary Camacho Torres for congressional delegate. I think Jimmy got his in there as well. If he doesn't, yeah, he's got his in there as well. So we've got the Republican side taken care of. I don't know if any Democrats are going to be running for Congress, but a number of folks, the buy-in candidates, folks that have already been in the Republican or in the legislature that got bumped out or ran for a different office and didn't make it, they're now looking maybe at an opportunity to take advantage of a 6-position how do I want to say this, absence now in the ballot for the 39th Guam legislature. 6 members of the current legislature are running for a different office and not senators. So there's an opportunity for the old ones to come back and some new names to get in there.
That's correct. So we're looking forward to it. We've already cleared all the ones that turned in on Friday. Okay. So we have a clean slate and we have fresh eyes to start looking at the petitions.
All right, and that's vitally important. A couple of things on the petitions. If you're circulating petitions and you've met the minimum threshold, go out and get a couple hundred more. Sorry, I know it's tough, but the reason is there might be some names, and you don't want to be sitting around at 5 o'clock on Friday having somebody from the Election Commission come back at you and say, yeah, a bunch of these were fakes, or a bunch of these are not registered and they're not voting or whatever, and so we're not going to be able to count them.
Yep.
So make sure that you get extra.
That's right, and make sure you come in soon.
Well, like I said, you got all week, 8 to 5, Monday through Friday. So I hopefully between now and the end of the day, there will be more names that are added to all of this, and we'll shake it all down. So obviously, so far, if it were done that way, we would not need to have a Republican primary or a Democrat primary for the legislature because we haven't hit 15 candidates on either side.
That's right. We have less than 15 right now.
Mm-hmm. No, there'll be more. I don't know. Maybe people are just going, you know what? I want to make a big splash. I need to bring my entire family, friends, kids, neighbors, and everybody show up and hang out with me as I file my actual paperwork.
And that's fun too.
Do you want them to bring you food or something like that when you show up? Can you bring some chow? I mean, you're going to be here anyway. What? It's flowers. Make the place smell good.
Whatever, Ray Gibson.
I'm just curious. Now, there was another story. I don't want to get too deep into this, where people have got their campaign fundraisers, but they're late on the submission of the numbers.
So what happened is the deadline was right smack in the middle of the typhoon. It was April 15th.
Aye.
So it's in code, it's in law that those campaign finance report should have been in on April 15th. So we're able to the board may waive the fines. So we were able to extend it 1 week because of the storm. So they needed to turn it in April 22nd.
That was last week. Did everybody turn in their paperwork by the 22nd then?
No, there were some one was missing a signature only. The paperwork was in our hands. The second one, I think they had to submit, one of the requirements is to submit the form electronically in Excel format. And so what we received was just a PDF format.
Right. You want to be able to sort.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then there were a couple more that were late, but someone told us their computer crashed, and so but all in all, they're all in now.
All right, best have them fire your chairman. They didn't read the instructions. This terminate for cause. 8:36 in the morning, Maria. It's always a fun time talking to you. I might get you back on the radio on Friday, maybe around the same time or earlier, so that we can encourage all of the laggards and make sure that they know that today, 5 o'clock, Friday, is the deadline.
Yes, please. Si Zeus Masi, Ray Gibson.
All right, Real Joe, make a date. Friday morning, we'll get Maria Pangolina, my favorite court law, on the line, and we'll
Yes, sir, Ray
reiterate
Gibson.
the deadline. Joey Cruz, Real Joey
We
Cruz.
got you.
Maria Court La Pangolina, and I'm going to let you go. Have a great day.
Oh, good luck with Ray Gibson.
Esther.
Si Zeus Masi.
You know what? Even though she doesn't want to be, I mean, she was a major character of the Ray Gibson show and always has been. Studio time is 8:37. And our last big look at news and headlines might take a gander at some celebrity birthdays and more as the program continues. Stay there.
Introducing the all-new Subway Wraps. Now you can make any footlong a wrap. Light, delicious, and satisfying without weighing you down. Subway Wraps make fueling your day easier than ever with bold flavors and fresh ingredients. Try the cheesy garlic steak wrap today. Subway. Eat fresh, feel good.
Stay cool all year round by checking out Johnstone Supply for your HVAC and refrigeration needs. Located at 170 Guerrero Drive on Picanell Road in Tamuning, call Johnstone Supply today at 671-649-0581. That's 671-649-0581. Open 8 a.m. to noon and 1 to 5 p.m. Monday to Friday. Open Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. and closed on Sundays. Stay cool with Johnstone Supply.
Give it a ray, give it a ray, give it a ray now. Studio time's 8:38. No, it's a Red Hot Chili Pepper song. I stole that. It's mine. My record now. All right, so last big look at news and headlines done, and then we'll go over some celebrity birthdays from the weekend and special events. So what happened today?
The Supreme Court has denied a government bid to remove a defense lawyer from a completed burglary case. Prosecutors appealed the appointment of attorney Ramiro Orozco after defendant Jeremy Pangolina was already convicted and sentenced. Justices ruled the challenge was filed too late to qualify for review. The ruling upholds the conviction for the 2025 burglary and illegal firearm possession. Meanwhile, Guam has recorded 11 cases of whooping cough this year after public health confirmed 2 new infections. The highly contagious illness is dangerous for infants and spreads through coughing. Officials urge residents to get vaccinated, wash hands, and stay home if sick. If you show symptoms, seek medical care right away to help prevent further spread across the community. And tourism has seen a 19% increase this year with over 426,000 arrivals despite recent storm damage. GVB is leading major cleanups in Tumon and supporting upcoming village festivals to drive local spending. While fuel costs remain high, Japan and Korea markets showed double-digit growth. GVB says the island is open for business and currently restoring key tourist areas. And that was your last look at local headlines on The Point. Now back to Ray.
All right, celebrity birthdays. These are from all over the weekend. Didn't get to them because we don't work on the weekends. But I got celebrity birthdays, including Shirley MacLaine is 92 years old.
Holy crap!
Right?
She owed.
I'm trying to remember what movie was
Was she
Terms
in
of Endearment.
RoboCop? No. Okay.
Yeah, I don't even know.
Yes, she played RoboCop. She was Murphy.
She was the best RoboCop, right?
Barbara Streisand. You know what I watched on TV last night?
What?
Terminator, the first Terminator.
Oh, man, yeah.
Just the hair. It's worth watching just for the hair. But anyway, so where was I? Barbara Streisand's 84.
Holy moly.
Yeah, overrated.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
Cedric the Entertainer is 62. I think the thing that I think she's most known for, she's got an incredible range on her voice, but otherwise my guess is like super diva. But she was married to Don Johnson for a while.
Was she?
Yeah.
I know
They do a
she's
song
married
together,
to-
I think, right?
What's his name?
I don't.
Maybe
I don't.
James Brolin.
Yes, Josh Brolin's dad.
Yeah. Thanos' is dad. That's all I know.
So that's
married
everybody.
everybody.
Who are they shacking up with now? Cedric the Entertainer is 62 years old, and Kelly Clarkson turns 44.
Oh, wow.
If you're looking for something to celebrate, well, let me get through the birthdays. Al Pacino over the weekend turned 86 years old. The movie you're thinking of is The Heat. Him and De Niro before De Niro got Trump derangement syndrome.
Remember when
That's
Al
a good
Pacino
movie,
was
yeah.
handsome? I mean, he still is
Val
in that
Kilmer
old
was in
way.
that movie.
Yes, that's right. Val Kilmer's in that
good
movie.
movie.
So Al Pacino, you mean like in the Godfather days?
Yeah, his young days, he was really handsome.
Yeah,
I mean,
then-
he still is now in that old man kind of way, like Clint Eastwood.
So
my dirty old man face.
Scarface, for sure. That was one of those transitional shows where his face changed completely. But among my favorites is Carlito's Way. I will
That
watch
was a good movie,
Carlito's
yeah.
Way beginning to end.
Yeah.
Every single time.
Is it bloody?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was
there's-
abrasive.
There's a good amount of blood in that movie, but it's just kind of interesting. Anyway, Hank Azaria is 62 years old. Trying to remember the name of the character he plays on The Simpsons, but yeah, absolutely funny guy. And wasn't he also in the Birdcage? He played.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, he
I
played
think
the
you're
guy.
right.
It's also a
Yeah.
night at the museum.
Night at Museum.
The third.
He played the guy that never wore shoes. Adigar. Shelley knows. Renee Zellweger is 57 years old.
No way.
Hard to believe, but yes, Renee Zellweger. What's Tom Cruise?
Oh, yeah.
You Had Me at
Jerry
Hello.
Maguire.
You Had Me at
What's
Hello.
that movie?
You Had Me at Hello.
Good grief.
It's another one I'll watch from beginning
You
to end.
complete me.
From the TV show, My Name is Earl. Jason Lee is 56 years old, but he isn't the reason why we watched that show. What was the name of the Presley girl?
God, I forget her.
The
name.
blonde?
Yeah, the blonde.
Yeah. That hung out with the guy from the Crab Shack. That was a great show. I'm sorry, it was a great show.
Joe
This piece of eye candy.
Joe Dirt's chick.
My Name is Earl.
Oh, My Name is Earl.
Is the show. You got to look it up. DNA Day. Wait. Do I have any more birthdays? I think it's 25th, 24, 25. Where's 26? Carol Burnett. The great Carol Burnett is 93 years old.
Oh, my God.
I know. There's a whole bunch of them that are getting up in years. Jet Li. Joe can kick his ass.
Maybe now.
Jet Li is,
I don't know.
No.
He's 63. No, you're right. He had a major thing.
Yeah.
If he had back surgery, I could take him.
63?
63. And Channing Tatum turns 46 years old.
Hey.
Yeah, I don't know. I think.
Gambit.
Yeah, I think that's eye candy for girls.
Definitely.
So it's Pig in a Blanket. If you're looking for something to celebrate, Pig in a Blanket
I
Day.
remember those for St. Anthony.
Cathedral.
Right?
Those are so good.
Just wherever.
Lunch lady.
Yeah.
The closest thing I get to that is the mom and pop place near my house, and they've got it looks like a double-barreled
Oh,
hot dog.
I know what you're talking about.
I don't know. There's a name for it, and I don't know what it is. I just grab it and take it home, and I tear off half of the bread and give that to the honey girl, the dog out in the front, because I don't want to eat all that much bread. I'm there for bread and the little hot dogs, the little Vienna sausages, and I'll make a little thing with ketchup. And whatever local hot sauce I happen to have in the house or whatever is the closest. Yeah, and that's how I get my groove on. But I swear to God, those things you eat like 2 of them. That's 20 pounds right now. 20 pounds. Wash it down with a beer. 30 pounds. And you got to get out there and do some running. Intellectual Property Day, Pretzel Day. It's Richter Scale Day. DNA Day.
Yeah.
Hug a Plumber Day.
Just virtual
From
hugs.
behind.
Yeah, no.
Need more lady huggers. So real Joe, I was messing around. I was trying to fix something. Remember last week we broke something and I was bent over. And,
Oh no, you saw his panty?
No, I didn't.
And Joe
That's the
says,
problem.
Joe's response was, "You'll never be a plumber.
You could never. There's not enough crack.
I don't have enough crack.
There's no crack, dude.
There's no.
He had his pants up right.
Why do ducks have feathers? So you don't see their butt quack. Telephone Day. It's Telephone Day. Does anybody still have in their house a telephone that
Yeah, but
plugs
it doesn't work.
into a little
Landline.
square thing? And there's a line that goes out into the house.
I miss my landline.
The old GTA days from
Yeah, when it was Guam Telephone Authority.
Yeah. You remember you couldn't go any further than about 5 feet away from where it was made the connection here, because otherwise, they pull the cord out. Remember,
Yes.
remember being pissed off at people and slamming the phone down?
Oh, that was best.
What a feeling! Oh my God! You don't have the same thing when you're holding your phone. You press the red button for stop
You have to
the
go,
call. What the things they took away from us, and it all changed when we got internet, and then we were using it for dial-up purposes, and we called Cuentos, but you always had to remember that before you dialed the Cuentos number, you had to, what was it, *70?
Star 67, is it?
Well, I can't remember. It was
I
there was
can't either.
there was the
When you
number.
disable your three-way.
Yeah, you disable the three-way and the call waiting and that kind of thing. So you had to do all of that, otherwise you'd lose the connection. And this was back in the day where even the guys over at Quintus didn't have that many modems that you could dial into, and so if you lost your connection, that meant waiting for somebody else that was speed dialing on his modem to get into the space that you took, so they could do the "you've got mail" check. Anyway, 8:46 in the morning. Donna, that's enough out of you.
Goodbye.
I'll talk to you pretty soon. Maybe even see you tomorrow on the thing. Charlie Hermosa says, "Hey, Carlito." Bang. Benny Blanco.
Carlito.
Yeah, you remember at the end of all of that? EOD. Oh, Brennan Fosto's online. Eddie Cruz. I'm predicting that the upcoming primary elections will be a disaster for Democrats due to the bad rap on the national scene. I don't. Sharky, I don't like to disagree with you, but it's just that I think there's a disconnect here, in like, you can say, oh, the Republicans in the states, they're not like me. I'm not like those guys. It's not all business. I think there's a lot of people that kind of lean towards the middle, and I don't think that there's the same kind of crazed socialist, Democrat, Marxist Democrats that we have here on Guam than they have in the States. I think our numbers are peculiarly small, and I can't see any of those guys doing anything as stupid as picking up a gun and trying to off the President of the United States of America. Just get into disagreements, and they let them do their 5-person protest in front of the Anderson Air Force Base, and then that's going to be the end of their participation and all that. So I'm not so sure about whether or not any trends, negative trends for either of the parties that happens in the mainland are going to find its way out here, and maybe even reversed here, because we're still the territory that has gone Democrats on that poll, that straw poll that we do for the presidents. They didn't. The last time we had a presidential election, we did not pick Trump, right?
No.
Yeah. I think the vote went in the other direction. I'm going to look it up. If I get enough inspiration. 848. Oh, that's inspiring. Tattoo Shana Fujikawa Stickles has entered the chat. Says, not enough quack. I don't have enough quack on my thing. 848. I don't want you guys to get any images into your head here this morning. So we're going to grab a break and move away from the subject and figure out how Joe and I together will kill the next hour in 10 minutes.
Michelob Ultra wants to send you to watch the FIFA World Cup. From now through June 15th, purchase 12 packs of Michelob Ultra or Bud Family and scan the QR code inside for your chance to win one of 2 trips to watch matches in Miami or Philadelphia. Plus, every QR code gets you points for current Guam rewards. Must be 21 to enter. No purchase necessary. See currentguam.com for details. Michelob Ultra reminds you to enjoy responsibly.
What if your dream wedding started with a dream getaway? One lucky couple at the 3rd Annual Island Wedding Expo could win a massive flyaway trip. Terms and conditions apply. Join us for a day packed with excitement, including a stunning live fashion show, hourly raffle drawings from our amazing sponsors, fun games, and exclusive goodie bags. Plus, meet local experts ready to help you plan your perfect I-do. Don't miss the 3rd Annual Island Wedding Expo, where your love story takes off. Save the date, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Sunday, June 14th at Lotte Hotel, presented by ThePOINT, Boss 104, and Star 101.
Donna D heard my stomach grumbling. She's putting in a request for somebody to bring me empanada from Pop's Bakery.
Empanada, man.
I dare you.
Can you just run down to Agate real quick and pick me up?
It's not even far.
Pop's.
Small town.
Yeah. So here's I will put it this way, because my sense is that there's no such thing as a bad empanada. I've never had an empanada that I've felt like I needed to take it back to the store and get my money back or trade with another one.
To your manager.
Exactly. I've never ever had that. I've never had an empanadita that I've ever felt, oh my God, this is terrible. This doesn't taste good at all. Oh, so even when they've sat in their oil for a while and they get kind of a little bit mushy, or the ones the other version of that where they've been fried for a long time And it's almost like an empanada chip,
petrified.
Or it's been in the fire for so long that the stuffing on the inside has kind of contracted, and so you've got mostly the shell, and on the inside you get a little bit of that talaquilas flavor when you're doing your empanada. I just sit there and I go, oh, this is good too. It's just another variety of the empanada-ness that we have here on Guam. So I've always kind of enjoyed that kind of thing. Same thing with a pizza. I don't think I've ever sent a pizza back, unless it's got a lot of raw onions or something like that. Even then, I just pick those things out. And hamburgers. I've never sent a hamburger back because you know what? I like to eat food that it's impossible to destroy. A hamburger is a hamburger. You can go to any part of the planet, I'm sure, and order yourself something that looks and feels like a hamburger, and dip it in a little bit of ketchup with some Tabasco or something like that, and we're all good to go. 852, 888-8255. Was it Peter Suntis that had recommended that I watch a movie on Amazon Prime called Balls Up?
I don't recall. I would remember something like
Somebody had mentioned sometime in the last week that was a